everybody, and welcome back to Foodie Fun with Books. It's been a while since I recorded a video, and this is quite potentially the last video I'm going to record on Foodie Fun with Books. So I'm going to do a favorite of mine, and that is banana brownies. For the banana brownies, you need to make sure your bananas are really ripe, as these are, and you only need 3. Trust me, I've made this recipe several times, and I've tried numerous numbers of bananas, 2 bananas, 4 bananas, no. 3 is the ideal number. So you're going to mash them. I've used a glass bowl so that you can see what I'm doing. Just mash them very roughly into chunky pieces. I like my brownies to be nice and chunky, so that's what I'm going to do here. By the way, I've had a major baking day, so if you can see some baking dishes behind me, please do excuse it all, but I've been baking sourdough discard muffins, blueberry muffins. I've been baking a sourdough loaf as well. And now the banana brownies. So I didn't record the sourdough recipes because I'm not so confident that my sourdough recipes turn out beautifully. But the taste test will be after this, so I'll let you know how that went as well. But these banana brownies are fail-proof. Like I said, I've made them numerous times. They are my absolute favorite. Don't expect them to taste like regular brownies. They don't. In my opinion, they're even better. So a quick rough mash. Leave them a little bit chunky if you like your brownies to be chunky like I do. Actually, the banana pieces make them a little bit gooey like regular brownies, so you might enjoy them. The reason I started making these is because in one of my books that I published last year, Love and Laughter, brownies feature really heavily in that book. Meryl, the main character, actually has them for breakfast one morning. Well, I mean, come on, they've got bananas in them, so why not, right? So yeah, that's why I bake them quite often. I'll put the link in the comments for the Love and Laughter book if you'd like. Right, so now onto half a cup of cocoa powder. I'm using cacao powder. Truth be told, I have a very bad habit of having 1 square of dark chocolate with my morning coffee every single morning, and I kind of decided that's probably not a healthy way to go. So cacao or cocoa is a far healthier option than chocolate. So it's another reason I like to have these in the freezer. They freeze really well, and then if you just want to defrost them in the microwave for a few minutes, they actually really are delicious. Warmed, chewy with chunky banana bits, cacao or cocoa powder, and then they do have also half a cup of peanut butter in. The peanut butter I use, I don't mind sharing the brand. It's also natural, minimal sugar. I don't know if you'll be able to see that tiny writing. So really, these are sugar-free brownies, in my opinion. And that's also half a cup. I'll measure that into here as quickly as I can. And then they bake at 350 Fahrenheit. Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking in Fahrenheit. I guess because that's what the recipe says. That's about 180 Celsius for about 20 minutes. I've baked them for 25 minutes before, which is what the recipe suggests. But they're much better, just slightly underbaked. Because, I mean, there's nothing raw in here. There's no raw egg or flour or anything like that. Just banana, peanut butter, and cocoa. I do add a little bit of vanilla essence in because they're not sweet. Like I said, they're not sweet like regular brownies. So after the peanut butter, I will add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence as well. I found that to be the right proportion of vanilla essence. I've tried 1 teaspoon before and it just didn't make a difference. So yeah, 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. I'll give all of this a quick stir. And you can really see they really are quick and easy. Then you just lay them out onto your baking sheet. I've actually got a loaf tin here today because again it'll make them a little bit thicker and chunkier. So there it is. Banana brownies, quick as just a few minutes. Mix it all together. You can see nicely there through the glass bowl, and 20 minutes in the oven. Once they're thoroughly cooled, then you can pop them in the freezer. I prefer to slice them into squares before I put them in the freezer. That way I can have that sneaky square of banana brownie with my morning coffee without the guilt. So there you have it. Now, unfortunately, my loaf pan is obviously not see-through like this glass bowl, but I'll pour it in while you're with me, and so you can see how it looks nice and chunky in the loaf pan. Doesn't that look delicious? I can tell you it smells divine. Do you know what I forgot? I have forgotten to add the vanilla essence. So hey, I'm just going to do it in the loaf pan. Same, right? 2 teaspoons. Whoops, okay, that overflowed. I'd say that was 2 quite easily. See how easy this recipe is? It simply cannot fail. Honestly, this is quite easily the 10th time I've made these. So these are probably going to bake for 25 minutes then, because the layer is quite thick. You can sort of see through the loaf pan there. And that, my friends, is our last video on Foodie Fun with Books. I do hope you try these banana brownies. And if so, please do tag me. I will also have a link to the book in the comments on this YouTube video. Do take a look. You'll love Meryl. She's just my favorite character. I'm not biased at all, am I? And there we go. I'm going to pop these into the oven at 180 Celsius for 25 minutes. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Foodie Fun with Books journey, everybody. Bye for now.